Good morning, sleepyheads! Rise and shine! It's another fine morning in the Great White North. You're listening to 108.7 FM The Loon, and you're joined by the Loon Crew. We've got a wacky day planned so you don't want to miss a single minute.
I remember getting the call in the middle of the night. My supervisor was panicking. It's the Ruskies, they're jamming us, the war is starting.
We barely had any time to pack. Within an hour we were on the plane. We were not briefed, we did not know what to expect.
They flew us north, a small town in the middle of nowhere. And get this, it was all because the local radio station was getting hijacked.
Somebody was overpowering the signal, but there was not another station for miles. Nothing registered to the CRTC, and certainly nothing large enough to transmit this far.
Some hosers don't get their morning show. Who cares? Hardly a national emergency.
Still, if the Soviets were overpowering the radio signals, it could be a sign of escalation. The first signs of war.
Well, this motel is our home for the next few weeks. What a dump. But hey, at least they have Pong in the lobby. Geez, I haven't seen one of these in years. Got the trusty pulsar here. There it is. That's the signal. Two of them, actually. 92.5 and 108.7. That's the, local station here.
I went through multiple decryption methods. There was no match. We thought the two signals were meant to be received in tandem, like an X and Y. Maybe some new form of data transfer? We started building an apparatus to receive and decode both signals simultaneously.
Yeah, the boys just duct taped two radios together. Just look at this Mickey Mouse setup. FM receiver passing through two radios, through a visualizer, to the Pong console, generously donated by the motel. This is top Canadian engineering, ladies and gentlemen.
It worked. We were able to take the two frequencies and convert them to an X and Y axis on the visualizer. We didn't even know what we were looking at. It wasn't Soviet. It was almost biological. An entire two-dimensional world of these creatures hiding in plain sight.
At least they like Pong. They practically swarmed around it.
It was amazing. We weren't just seeing into this world, we were interacting with it, as if the game was being projected into their world. We spent days in that motel. It was fascinating. Watching them play, watching them eat, watching them fight.
We took proper precautions to keep the public away from the device, but then the motel owner's son came home from camp. It was a massacre. He wreaked havoc on those little things. Who knew you could do so much damage with one pixel?
We were sent to try and prevent a war, but ended up starting one with these two-dimensional creatures.
Right here, see that? Right here. That's gotta be them.
The slices would appear as red lines on our bodies, where the skin was irritated.
I mean, we didn't even notice they were doing this. Imagine taking an infinitely thin slice out of your arm, two-dimensional. It's practically at the subatomic level, you know? The bones, muscles would just immediately fuse back together like nothing happened. It became almost a game. Who had the most rings?
We thought nothing of it, but things quickly got worse.
Police, what's the trouble?
Help me, please, send somebody. I need a doctor.
Ma'am, please, try to stay calm. Are you hurt?
Yes, my son. I I don't know.
What happened? Can you touch or breathing?
I don't know. I just walked in and she was...
Ma'am, we're dispatching an ambulance. What is your address?
That was the first night. 15 people went to the hospital. Only 2 survived, if you could call it that.
We immediately pulled the plug, disconnected the device, and spent the next few days in the motel sweating bullets, praying things would calm down. The attacks had stopped. We thought we were in the clear. But then, the motel owner's kid went missing.
When he didn't come home, they started the search. The whole town joined in. Days went by, but there was no trace. It was like the kid vanished into thin air.
We knew it wasn't a coincidence. The disappearance had something to do with the creatures. Running out of options, we decided to get the device running again, desperate to get some answers.
Was the kid. Unfolded. Every atom flattened, every muscle, bone, nerve stretched out to infinity. Projected onto this two-dimensional world. He was endless. I wonder if he was even alive. It must have been a nightmare.
The next day, we lost the signal, the flatland, the kid. It was gone. We stayed in town for weeks, scrubbing through every frequency, but nothing. Eventually, we had to leave. We wrote our reports, packed up, and flew back home.
What do you even say? You process it and move on with life, trying to understand what drives one mad. It was an abduction. I never encountered anything like it again. Likely never will.
You're watching me,